Gaming like a noob. Hello, and welcome to the channel Gaming Like a Noob. I'm the noob, and I call myself Sensomi. And if you're subscribed to the channel, I say thank you very much. And if you're not, I say please do, it would help me out a lot. Now, we are in the pre-season situation, well, we're going to play our first game here, I should say. It's the loose little episode where I tell you about things that I've done, transfers and stuff like that. Let's start with the finances, and it doesn't look great. We are starting to lose money. Now, we haven't played any real competition games, so maybe we'll get that back on balance, but we are way over the budget in the salaries, which of course isn't good, not good at all. They put the same pressure on me when it comes to gaining automatic promotion to League 2, which I'm hoping to be able to do this year. And then look at this. Work toward gaining promotion to League 1. Win promotion to League 1. Remain in League 1. Record a top half finish. So they do have some really high standard in this club, which is, well, I've been there for quite a few years now. I think this is season 6 we are starting now. Should be, at least. So, of course, they are going to have some demands on us. They want to get somewhere. Now, we have won the FA Trophy 2 times. And we won the... No, we didn't. Yes, we did. Vanarama National League North. We won that as well. And we want to gain promotion by winning Vanarama National League. So I haven't been able to try and get any better training facilities and stuff like that. But, yeah. We're just going to have to wait and see. I have been able to do this... new gen. This is a new gen with the faces. I'm pretty happy about that. Now, transfers. I have 2 young players coming in, but it's far away. I felt they were interesting. Let's take a look at the interesting thing here. We start with the players that came in at the end of last season. So, let's see, it's going to be from Shay Comerford. So this is Shay Comerford, released from Liverpool. So I signed him from their youth academy, one can say. So hopefully he's going to become something. Looks like it with his potential situation here. Philip Rudborg is something that I regret. Because, look at that, working permit, and I don't know why I signed him, to be honest. I just couldn't let it go. I lent him out, so he's going to play in Gävle, even if it's pronounced Gefle, or not pronounced, spelled. But hopefully he can work his way into getting so that he can get a work permit, because then I believe in him because of the high potential. But if he doesn't, then what am I going to do with him? Sell him? I'm not going to make money out of that one. Then we have Glenn Fitzgerald, a player I found in Lerne, I think it was, an Irish or Northern Irish club, and yeah, Northern Irish. And with high potential, not so good at the moment, but hopefully he will be having no problem in developing. Starting out good with our training, it looks like, and so yeah, hopefully he will become something. Then we have something that we bought as a replacement for Deshane Reed, or signed, I should say, because he was on a free transfer. Now a high salary, 3,000 per week, so he's one of the reasons why we are going to struggle financially this season, so we can't be loose with the money. We need to hold on to our expenditures, try to not do too much. So yeah, he's going to be taking that position on the left. He's not done with that. He's training to become good in that position. But since he already had an attacking midfielder as a natural feeling, then I thought he was probably going to be able to train that up as well. And then we signed a right defender, Kyle Noyle, or whatever. He seems to be somebody that can compete with Tasker in that right defense. And yeah, we could use something when Tasker isn't fit enough to play. And maybe we'll even start with Noyle and let Tasker develop more, because he's he's a youth player. This is an old guy. And then we signed this one, Justin Ozagie. And I feel that this might very well be the player. Let's see if we can press that. Yeah. Be the player that can make me want to rotate on just 3 central defenders, so that every game, except for when we play in cups, then I will try, of course, to use the 2 that I feel are the best. But I feel that with this addition to the central defense, I feel that I have 3 defenders, central defenders, that are really good, that I can rotate around, and so that they don't get too tired, and hopefully that will be good. And yeah, we're going to have a look. The only player that left us during the end of last season was Alan Emmett, and he didn't leave us completely. He's just out on loan, and hopefully he will develop to become better. Now let's see the players that I brought in during the summer here. Remember this one? Evan Watts, the goalkeeper that I think he played for Oldham. He was on loan, and he was released by his real... We can do it here, I think. We can go in here. Swansea, yeah, of course it said there, Swansea. He was on loan at Oldham, and he's been on loan at Yeovil, and Swansea was his real club. And now he's a Telford player. We signed this keeper, and hopefully he is somebody that can develop with us through the years. And yeah, he looks to be good. We remember the game against Oldham, where we had really high problems scoring against him. So yeah, we did manage to get him on free transfer. Swansea, sorry, why did I say Chelsea? Swansea released him. So yeah. Then we have this one, Luis Gormaz. He's an English player, or Welsh is his, but has very high potential, and the same with this one. He's not good at the position that I want him on, but it's not far off. I mean, he can play as an attacking midfielder, left midfielder. Then I'm hoping I will be able to train him up to be good at that left position as well. So I do have 2 that can cover that left midfield, and since I do want to train them up, I guess this is the position where I will make changes most games, so that they get to play, both of them get to play every week. Then we got Ben Graham. Now, I don't know. Every training games that he's played, he's not been good. So part of me is regretting it, but at the same time, yeah, he's just getting into the team. He needs some team to some time to get into the team and the way we play and everything. So hopefully he will become better one day. And this is a name that I guess many of you know, Ethan Ennis, a player that United released. Now the sad part about him is that he's out for about 4 weeks. A right midfielder, so somebody to compete with another player that we signed after he left Manchester United, Ashton Missen. So those two in that position has a lot of competition between them then, and hopefully they will be good, both of them. And of course, that's another position that I will try to feel out that they should be similar in quality, so that won't be a problem to change. Yeah. Oh, brain freeze. It won't be a problem in that sense. Now, then we have the loanee, the only loanee that I've taken in, and I'm hoping that this is the right choice for us. This player seemed to be the missing link from last season. I think if this player can stay fresh and play in most of our games together with Ethan Kelly, that I think they will make a really great attacking force for us, and I think we'll have a good chance of winning this division. But it's going to be tough, of course, anyway. Now, players that left. Matty Longstaff left for Nottingham Forest. We remember him, and yeah, I needed to get rid of him. He never got into the team really, and yeah, I just couldn't keep him on. Then it was William Nelligan. He left for St. Johnston. Never really developed in the way that I wanted him to, and now he seems to have dropped in that. Shane Reed, I wanted to keep him, of course, but no way could I, since his contract ran out and he signed for Troyes. So that wasn't much I could do about that. Bradley Dack signed for Birmingham. Quite happy that he did. To be honest, never fitted into our team, and he had a contract that said that he needed to be the highest paid one, so his salary jumped quite a lot when I signed. Who was it? Somebody that got 3.4 thousand, and I think he was on something like 1,000. So yeah, I got rid of him. Lucky to get rid of him, I should say. Eddie Morcher being lent out again. I don't need him in that position. I have those two now. Left midfielder where I want to have him. And he doesn't seem to develop in the way that I want him to develop. So hopefully he will do a good season in Oddvold. And maybe he'll get a position when he comes back. And then, as I said, Philip Rudborg, mostly because I want to see if he can get a work permit if we lend him out like that. So that's the transfers out and in. And yeah, let's have a look at the competitions here. Vanarama National League, we're going to play him. And the new teams that fell out of League 2 is Exeter, who we're going to face in the very first game away. So a tough game right at the start. And Northampton. Those two are the teams that fell out of League 2. So that's going to be interesting. Now we enter in the fourth qualifying round, which is the 16th of in 10/27. So we have quite a lot of days before that starts. And then this competition, we enter in the third round, 18th of December. So no cup games for quite a long time here. That's interesting. So we're going to start out with a lot of league games. Schedule, let's have a look at it. Exeter, when are we going to face Northampton then? Down there, and it's going to be away as well. And then we have Exeter there as our return game there. I don't remember the teams from last year, to be honest. So I don't know who's new coming up from underneath, so to say, to be honest. I'll have to take a look at that if I'm to see that, but we can do that. We've had a couple of tough friendlies. We decided to play Hull. 1-1 against Hull was a good result, I would say. 2-3 against Millwall was a good one. Shrewsbury, that was a good one as well. They are above us. And then we had 2 local teams we faced, and we beat them quite comfortably. And then we faced off against West Bromwich. And I think in all these games, Hull, I'm pretty sure we took the lead. Yeah, 8th minute, we took the lead, and they equalized in 39th minute. Millwall, I think it was the same. We had a lead there as well. No, they took the lead. They took the lead, and we turned it around, and then they turned it around at the very last 10 minutes there. So I call that a good way, a good game. Shrewsbury, we took the lead there as well, and then they ended up making a comeback. Of course, this was too bad that we let that one in. We want to give the keeper a clean sheet, but that wasn't to be. We then had this one, 14-0, where Aston Mission had a great game. Ethan Kelly as well. And yeah, and I just experimented with them two as the first choice. So I think those two are going to be the first choice. So that's going to be the cup central defenders, Aaron Harrison and Justin. So yeah, we're going to have to see about that. I wonder if we didn't take the lead against West Bromwich as well. Yeah, after 1 minute. And that was actually his first game for us. So he's only played in that game. We got to sign that loanee pretty late. And yeah, here he is. Maybe we should take a little look at him, because we're lending him from Watford. And yeah, his value is 18 points. I don't know how we managed to get to loan him, that's for sure. But we did, and it's going to be interesting to see what he can do for us. As I said, I believe and I think that this could be the player to actually give us that advantage that will help us, unless he's got some injury prominence problem. I haven't really looked at that. One could see that medical reports. Injury. Well, he's had a couple of injuries. Most of them are just a couple of days. 2 longer ones, calf strain and a groin strain. Other than that, he stayed pretty fresh. So, I mean, it's hard. He was loaned to Bromley last season, played 43 games, scored 15 times, 2 assists, and 1 player of the match. So, yeah, I have high hopes for him as well, as I said. Now, going on to the medical center and current injuries, this is not looking good, though. Ethan Kelly out for up to 7 weeks. And that was what I was thinking about, that those 2 players, Paul Hutchinson, together with Ethan Kelly, could create that really good striking pair. Now that Ethan Kelly got injured, I'll end up with Paul Hutchinson and a player that I don't know really who I'm going to try to leave my confidence on. Ethan Ennis, 4 weeks out. Not good. I wanted him to get into the team as quick as possible to be that change with Mission, so Mission wouldn't be playing too many games. And then the goalkeeper, Alex Berth, is out for 2 weeks, and that could actually be that he misses his opportunity to be a first goalkeeper. If even Watts makes good games while he's out, how am I going to justify putting Berth back into the team? So yeah, I think that one is more on Alex. He's going to be suffering from problems with that. Training, I don't think there's much to look at here. Let's go to individuals. And yeah, you can see they've trained well here now the past week, which is a good sign. Even Watts training good as well. So yeah, going to be interesting. It's an interesting season, I must say. I'm looking forward to Lee Head as well. He's this 20-year-old attacking midfielder. I think he has some really great potential. I've said that for many years now, but it seems like he's finally growing into that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And of course, we do have that Aziz fella. He's going to be at least as important this season as he was the last season. So we do have a couple of interesting things to happen here. And hopefully the players that we've signed will help us get over that last step so that we can be winners of the Vanarama National League and hopefully the Cup as well. We want to win them both this year and enter League 2 because now the financial situation is what it is. So, yeah. But I don't think there's much more to go through here now. So I think we're just going to be playing the game that we have in this episode. We're only playing one game today, as you know, and it's going to be Exeter away. They are newcomers falling out of League 2, so yeah, we don't know who's going to be favourites here. I don't reckon we are. But even Watts in goal. Right defender. I'm actually going to start with Kyle. And then we're going to have Aaron Harrison together with Justine. And as a left defender, I mean, of course, we still have Sam Murray. Tasker could have played there as well. He can play both right and left, although he's better at the right. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired today. And right midfielder, of course, it's going to be missing. And I'm actually going to be playing Lee Head as the deep lying. And then we, of course, have Miguel Aziz in the other situation. And then the left midfielder, it's, where do we have him? Mason Bennett is going to be playing there. Up front, we have Paul Hodgkinson. And, yeah, I know I talked a lot about Luke Young, but he hasn't managed to score for us yet. So I'm thinking maybe this one that was lent out last season, maybe he can do something good. He played good in the training games, scored some goals there, which Luke Young had problems with. So I'm going to let him play in that position. And then we're going to be taking out some reserves here. Alex injured, so it's going to be Jack Rose. And then we want somebody in the defense, of course. So we want Tasker, since he can play both left and right. And we're going to have Tehan. And then a midfielder. We're going to go with Neil Johnson. Oh, this is going to be problematic, isn't it? It is. We're not going to use Tasker then. Tasker will have to just because I want that left midfielder in, because they're going to be, we're going to get some real problems when he comes back. What's his name? Ethan Ennis as well, because I wanted both of them to play. But I need a central midfielder, I need a central defender, so, I need a striker. It's important positions in the team. So yeah, but yeah, we're just gonna have to see what we can do. We're gonna be rotating a lot of players and stuff like that, and it doesn't seem like Lee Head is going to be able to play the entire game. But yeah. Whew. It's the start of the season, and it's the start of the 27-28 season. I'll submit it. Ooh, this is nervous. Lee Head is lacking in match, I know that. Here's players that need to get numbers. And yeah, Paul Hodgkinson is going to have number 9. We can then just give them... Paul Hodgkinson is the one that I really wanted, should have number 9. So let's go. Let's go to match. Hoo-ha. I'm a bit nervous here, I must say. Shall want to flick a foot, do it. Come on. And dressing room. This pump our fist. Oh, it's a match we should be winning. Well, the fans. I'm gonna take it for the fans. Match preview. This is how we line up. Oh, they have a very defensive team. They're going to be living on counter-attacks. That's going to be dangerous. But all right, let's kick this off and skip that one. And we're off. First game of the season. First real game, that is. It's against Exeter. It's away. And sad part is that we have to be without Ethan Kelly. I was so looking forward to the partnership between those two strikers. Whew. Exeter with a good opportunity there. Kyle to Missing. Missing gets it in. Here comes Murray. Oh, crap. Assess running for it, but he doesn't reach it. Andrews is first. Oof, come on. So, first opportunities are over. Here we have a corner. Murray with the corner. Come on. Can Telford score? I know. No. Bennett. Head. Murray. Head. Azez. Oh! Another corner for us then. Another corner hit by Murray. He floats it in, but the keeper's got that one. Oh, and Harrison have suffered an injury, but he seems to be going through that without problem so far, so I'm going to let him play. Here's Missing. Oh, come on. Started the game quite well, I must say. It looks like we are the better team so far. Here's Azez. Head is in there, but he doesn't reach it. Harrison, Missing. Oh, Leather steals the ball from Missing. That wasn't good. And, yeah. It's going to take a while for the new players to get into the team, of course, properly. So I'm not worried that we're going to be having a struggling here in the start, because that's... Oh, Miguel Azez! That's sort of a given that we're going to struggle in the beginning of the season with the new players. But I think we have less of new players this season than we have had last season. And last season we started out so badly. But we needed to create something, to bring together a good team. And I feel that I have a good team now. If I only get those players that are injured back, I think we have a good chance of winning this division. Hopefully. He's missing. Missing. Oh! And of course, this is a good start by if we can win against Exeter in our very first game of the season. Exeter, who as I said, is a newcomer from League 2. They fell out of League 2 last season. So, yeah. Come on. Oh, this isn't good. Leather. You need to stop them. Come on. Oof, good save by Even Watts. Even what? Yeah, just say. Kelly with a corner for Exeter. No, Kyle Knowles gets it away, but it gets in there again. Bennett with away. Here's Azez. Azez with a yellow card. That's not good. Aaron Harrison has come back from that knock he picked up. Oh, come on. Justin. Long ball towards head, but head didn't reach it, but it goes our way anyway. Hutchinson. Kyle, can he get it in? He gets it in there, and Wolves is there! Kalian Wolves, or whatever his last name is pronounced, I don't know. I don't really care that much, but he scores, and it's 2-0 for Telford. Whew. I was so afraid that we were going to fail in this game, but yeah. Maybe Wolves, he's got 7 weeks now to make a huge impression on me. And maybe it will be, if I'm lucky, it will be hard for me to bring back Ethan Kelly. Who knows? Here's Missing, getting it in there. Here's Bennett. And he scores. Mason Bennett makes it 3-0 for us. Sorry about that. I forgot that I had a alarm on the telephone. On the mobile phone, which it's the 10 o'clock in the not in the morning, because it's not morning 10 o'clock, but that's the latest I need to get out of bed. I've told myself, even when I'm free from work and stuff like that, I need to never stay in bed after 10 o'clock. So that's why that alarm went off. I'm sorry about that. Oh, Paul Hodgkinson scores on his debut. On his real debut, because this is competition debut. He scored in that friendly, of course, but that doesn't count. Here it counts. And how nice. A good header from him. I mean, 4-0 against Exeter, who's just fallen out of League 2. Now, I don't know if they've had somewhat of a... Lots of players might have been left the club because they have left the professional part of the league. But, yeah. Here's Azez. Justin Bennett. Bennett gets it in there. Missing is there, but no. Headed out for a corner, though. So we're still pressuring them. Murray. Ward got that one. Here's Kyle. To Hodgkinson. And stolen. Andrews. Is that Corey Andrews? I don't know. Every time I see a player with the last name that reminds me of a player that I've had in either this play in this team or in the Welling team, I get interested. Corey Andrews was as yeah, it's Corey Andrews. As you might remember, Corey Andrews was a good striker for Welling United when we were down, somewhere down here. He was an excellent striker for us, and we even had that song, Corey Andrews. But let's hope that we don't let him score today. Exeter is getting better and better here, I feel. They're getting into the game again. And we need to... Oh, we were lucky there. I think I'm going to tell them to focus, because we are letting go of the game at the moment. Here's Kyle. To Missing. Missing, moving in. Shoots. Ooh, good shot. Good save by their keeper as well. Murray with a corner. Floats it in. Oh, come on. Justin to Missing. Missing. Ooh. The post. It hits the post. Holy smokes. Now, Bennett has played very well. Most of my players have actually played very well. I'm surprised that Harrison is one of the lesser good player today. That's a surprise. A big surprise, I must say. Let's go into the dressing room, and I'm just going to be pressing that one, and we're going to kick off second half. Yes, there will be a couple of changes, and one of the changes will, of course, be Bennett, because I want that the other one to be able to get into that position. Good one. Hutchinson with the ball, moving up. Gets it out to Bennett. Bennett to Hutchinson. Ah, Zez missing out on that one. And you know what? I think we're going to do the change. I think Bennett is going to come off now. And Lewis Comas will come on in. And we're just going to have to see if he can do something good here. Oh, bad pass, that one. That was a bad pass, I must say. Oh, Justin stepping up just in the right of time. Bennett. Murray. Bennett. Oh, Kalian Wolves. And it's 5-0. Now, of course, I do know that Lee Head needs to come off sometime during the game, so I think I'm going to take him off already. And then I have one change more to do later on. And my plan is that it will be either Hutchinson to rest him, so that he doesn't get injured or something, or Harrison to keep him fresh. But I don't know. 5-0 up. It looks like it's Hutchinson that's going to come off in about 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll just hope we don't get any injuries or anything. Here's Missing. Here's Kyle towards Azez, but no. Murray. Thomas. Wolf. Murray. Azez. He shoots. He scores! Miguel Azez. 6-0 for Telford. What happy days. Such happy days. That was a back heel, actually, from Lomas. And look at that strike. That's beautiful. Really beautiful. 6-0 up. We don't need Hutchinson to get too tired here now. So let's bring in Luke Young and see what he can do. Murray. And that's the keepers. So this is the team that's going to be playing the game out, hopefully, if no injuries or something like that happens. I have nobody to bring on if there's an injury or something, but yeah. So 6-0. I was hoping that things would start out good and that we had a good side this year, but look at 6-0. I'm surprised about that. I have had absolutely no idea that we were going to score this many goals. I'm not going to say that we were going to win this easy, because we haven't won yet. We still have a half an hour to play. So yeah, Murray, Kumas. He tries to reach Young. Young, every time he just gets, he's too short of it. He doesn't meet up with the ball. I think he has a lot of potential, but he's so far off that it's hard for me to continue to play him like I've done, because he does so many mistakes. Now, it's no problem today. We don't need to score any more goals as long as we don't concede a lot of goals. We need the 3 points. It's not that important that we don't score any more goals. I'm happy with the goals that we have scored so far, but as I said, sooner or later, when we'll need him for to play in games where players are injured or stuff like that, it's going to be hard to give him playtime. So yeah, I guess he'll mostly be an unused sub, looking how things are going when it comes to Luke Young. And I'm thinking if we become winners of the division early on, he might be playing in all those league games at the end of the season to gain that, what should I say, the routine and the game experience and everything to help him develop. Because, as I said, I do believe there is a lot of potential in the lad. But, yeah, he's far from it. And, that could have been a goal for Exeter. I wouldn't have liked that, that's for sure. Watts, Johnson, Murray. Now, Johnson was lent out last season. I think and Wolves as well. And I think both of them has actually developed a lot during their loan sessions. So I am hoping that it will be... Oh no, don't let him be injured. That wouldn't be good. No, he was just faking it to get a card to that player. Red card he got as well. Oh well. Look at that. We're gonna be... No, we're not going to be pressing on him. Oof. Are they going to score with one player less on the pitch? That's going to be horrible if that's going to happen. Let's have a look at... Oof, Watts saves that one. Now, Watts started out... His first game here now has been brilliant. So that's going to be a problem for Alex. Because if he plays this good... all the games that Alex is going to miss, it's going to be... Is that Kumas going down again? Will he get another one sent off? He does. We have a Cristiano Ronaldo in our team because he didn't get injured. A filmer, an actor. I don't like them, but yeah. This is just a game, and I'm, of course, all I am trying to do here is get promoted and to win games, so, yeah. I mean, I'm not... The thing, what I wanted to say with that is that even though I lost a lot of my interest in football when Cristiano Ronaldo arrived to Manchester United because he was falling all the time and playing football in that way is not the way I like it. But of course I still followed and I still follow Manchester United and I still cheer for them, and I was still very happy when they won the Champions League 08. But for me, the great Manchester team is the team from 99 because there were no one acting in that team. They had to kick Giggs on his thighs. They had to kick him on his thighs to stop him because they just couldn't reach him otherwise. So, and he didn't fall when they tried to take his feet out. They had to really kick him down to stop him that season. And yeah, the Paul Scholes tried it once or twice, tried to act. I remember those times, and I remember seeing that a couple of times. Not many, because he pretty quickly laid off of that because it was so obvious when he did it. And the nice thing about that is that you most likely it's the culture of the club when Alex Ferguson was there. You don't act, you don't fall over for nothing. Because I remember there was a Swedish striker. I don't remember I think his name was Johnny Ekstrom. They called him Johnny in a rush because he was a quick player. And he said that when he signed for an Italian club, they had, if it was an hour a day or an hour a week, where they actually trained on falling over to look good. And since it didn't look good when Paul Scholes fell over, I'm pretty sure that was not something that we trained, and that part of Cristiano Ronaldo came with him from his Lisbon, I think it was, from the Portuguese club that he played in, and not developed in Manchester United, of course. So, but yeah, we start out with a win here, 6-0. What a start of the season. Perfect start. I'm truly happy about this, and I have a good feeling about this season. I think I've done the right signing this season. I thought so last season as well, but this time I feel that I think that the biggest part that I feel when it comes to this new season is, of course, the fact that we've signed Paul Hodgkinson on loan, because I think he's going to be the perfect, once Kelly comes back, I think those two players are going to be the perfect attacking, striking force, and I think there is a chance, I'm not saying we're going to, but I think there is a chance that we can dominate this division this year and really be the best of the best here. Bennett scores on his debut. That's interesting. And then we have Kyle, Paul Hodgkinson, Evan Watts, Justin, Lewis Comas. They also, all of them. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players just in this game. That's half the team, which is new players. Now, Watts, not much to talk about since he's what you say, the injury on Alex. Alex would most likely had been in goal if it wasn't that he was injured. And Lewis Comas and Bennett, they are both fighting for that position that's been left by Deshane Reed. Personally, I think that if I could have, I would have stuck with Deshane Reed because I think he was a better player than both of these. But now that he left and didn't want to sign the new contract, we just had to sign somebody. So I signed 2 in that position. And yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see what that is. Kyle, I don't think that he's better than Tasker. I don't think he's worse than Tasker. I think they're pretty similar. And I think Kyle will be the one I will lean upon just because he's got the age. He's a bit older, or a lot older, I think, than Tasker. So he has the routine and stuff like that, while I can bring on Tasker in a slower pace and give him the time to develop. And yeah, that's just going to be lovely, I hope. And yeah, that's so did this bring us even oh, I'm wondering, it's the 31st of July, so yeah, a loss of 163,000. But I think we paid the sum. I mean, we paid 300,000, I think, or something like that, or 240 or something like that, for Paul Hutchinson. So yeah, he's not going to cost us more. So if we draw away that, we would have actually ended up with a profit this month. So maybe we're not really in that bad of a situation that I think. We're just going to have to wait and see a couple of weeks and see how that looks after a couple of weeks. And maybe if I don't run this into red, I will ask to improve the training facilities and stuff like that. But at the moment, no way. Now look at the competition. Of course, we are number 1 with our 6-0 win, which is marvelous. I'm very happy about that start of the season. And of course, we are favorites. Season preview here. We are high up, number 1 in the odds to win this division. So I just hope we can do that. Past position. And yeah, that was what we're going to see, like this, all right? And we should be able to, no, not here. Just go into the league table, stages. Here it is, current season, previous season. So Newport, Stevenage, Scunthorpe and Maidstone went out. So let's have a look. Who's new? Chester and Blythe from the north. And from the south, we have Jaywil and Ebbsfleet. So those 6 are the new teams. Those 4 that I named here, and Exeter and Northampton. So going to be an interesting season, I believe. And we started out this season marvelous with a 6-0 victory. And Miguel Aziz and Kalian Wolves scored 2 goals each, which I'm very happy about. So yeah, this will be an interesting thing to look forward to. I think that's what we're going to end, how we're going to end this episode. And I hope you have enjoyed it. Do like, subscribe, and leave a little comment. Maybe even share with your friends. And stay safe. Have heaps of fun. And I'll just end with bye.